Today I'm going to be showing you how to make yogurt in the Instant Pot. Hi, I'm Karen Peterson and I own the blog 365daysofcrockpot.com, where I share Instant Pot and slow cooker recipes with you for every single day of the year. Today I'm going to be showing you something that I make all the time, and it's yogurt, Greek yogurt, in the Instant Pot, and I absolutely love it. I eat it for breakfast every day of the week with some banana or berries and some granola on top, and I just love having plain Greek yogurt in my fridge for other recipes as well, for baking, and then in place of sour cream and things like that. So it comes in handy. You cannot buy it for cheaper than what you could make it for sure. A gallon of milk costs you what, like $2? You can make a whole huge container of yogurt for $2. It's economical, it's healthy for you, has those natural probiotics for you, and it's just kind of cool to make your own yogurt. So I hope that this will be helpful to you and make the process seem easy and simple, because it really is. It does take some time. It's all hands-off time, but it is definitely worth it. So come along and I will show you how to make yogurt in the Instant Pot. First things first, make sure that your Instant Pot actually has the yogurt button. Some models of Instant Pot do not have it, so I'm going to be showing you how to make it in the Instant Pot as long as it has the yogurt button. I know there are ways to make it in the Instant Pot when you don't have a yogurt button, but I'm just doing the way that I know how, which is in the Instant Pot that has that function. So first things first, go ahead and pour in a gallon of milk. Today I have 1%, but many times I use whole milk because I love the full fat yogurt. My ideal would probably be 2%, just because it's kind of a happy medium between the lower fat and the higher fat. So whatever kind of milk that you have, you can use. Now you can use a half gallon if you don't want to use a full gallon, that's just fine. But I'm going to be pouring in the whole gallon of milk today. And that will make about 8 or 9 cups of Greek yogurt, and more if you're not making it into Greek yogurt. All right, you're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. But before that, I'm gonna change out my sealing ring. This is just something that I prefer to do. One time I made yogurt where the night before I'd made curry in the Instant Pot, and my yogurt tasted like curry. It was really weird. So I like to keep this green sealing ring just for yogurt. So you can buy an extra sealing ring on Amazon, and I will link to where I got this one from. I don't know, it was probably less than $10 for a pack of 3. Very inexpensive. Okay, so go ahead and put the lid on, and then you're gonna hit the yogurt button, and you're gonna push adjust until you get to where it says boil. Once it turns on to boil, you're gonna go ahead and walk away, and it will take about 45 minutes for this to get to the proper temperature. Once that cycle is over, you can go ahead and remove the lid. And I like to use this digital thermometer. I bought it on Amazon. I'll link to it in the notes. But it makes it handy because what you need this milk to be at 180 degrees or warmer. 181, 182 is fine. And it should be really close if it's not already there. Now, if it's not there, you don't need to go ahead and do the yogurt cycle again. All you need to do is push saute and let it, and whisk it really good until it gets to 180 degrees. Mine is at 180 degrees, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove, you may wanna use hot pads. Mine's not too hot. Remove it from the pot. So what I'm doing is I put a stopper in the sink, and then I'm just filling it up with cold water, just so the cold water can surround the pot and cool down the yogurt quicker. This will take about 10 minutes to get the milk to the temperature that it needs to be at. I like to whisk it several times, just kind of get the air flowing, and it seems to work faster when I do that. Once this is cooled down to between 90 and 100 degrees, you're good to go. I like to just test it right in the middle of the pot so that towards the edges is going to be a different temperature than the middle. So you kind of want to just whisk it up really good and then test it in the middle and make sure that it reads between 90 and 100. At this point, you'll stir in your starter. So what you need for a starter the very first time you make it is just some plain yogurt. This one's Greek yogurt, but it can be just normal yogurt. It just needs to make sure that it has live active cultures in it, and it's not flavored or anything like that. So this is plain Greek yogurt, and it's got live cultures. So I just eyeball it, but you're supposed to do about 2 tablespoons of yogurt, and you just go ahead and put it in a little separate bowl. And then you're gonna add in about the same amount of milk, and you'll just stir that up until it's creamy and smooth. I've whisked the starter into the milk in the pot. Now I'm gonna put the lid on. You could have it on sealing or venting. It really doesn't matter because it doesn't come to pressure. I always just put it on sealing out of habit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and push the yogurt button here. And then I'm gonna push the adjust button until it gets to 8 hours. I like my yogurt a little bit less tart, so I go for 8 hours. If you like your yogurt more tart, then go higher towards about 10 hours. It's up to you, so between 8 and 10 hours. Now, you're gonna notice something different than the normal pressure cooking mode. When this switches over, it's gonna start counting up instead of counting down. So usually if it said, it would say 8 hours and then it would go to 7:59, 7:58, but this actually counts up. So don't worry about that, that's normal. And once it gets to the 8 hours, it will do another little beeping sound and you'll know that your yogurt is done. After your yogurt has chilled for several hours, you can go ahead and strain it. You can also just have the yogurt like it is now. If you want Greek yogurt, this is the way that I make it. I get a bowl and then my colander, and I put the colander on top of the bowl. And then I use just one of these flour sacks. You can buy these in a 10-pack for very inexpensive at the store, on Amazon, wherever. And I use it instead of cheesecloth just because that's what I had at my house and it works really good. And I go ahead and put it on top of the strainer. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the yogurt into this strainer. And then I kind of just bring up the edges and kind of just either tie them up or just kind of go like that, twist them, put them like that. And then I put this in the fridge until plenty of whey has come off of this. You can see right here, you see it dripping down. So the whey is going to get up, I don't know, about that high. And then I go ahead and your Greek yogurt is ready to eat. So I left my yogurt in my fridge for several hours. I kind of forgot about it, and look how much whey is in there. It's a ton. So that's okay though. If it's really thick, your yogurt's really thick, you can always add your whey back into it, but you can't take it out. So it's better to have it too much whey in here than not enough. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna go ahead and I have this big container that I like to, it's a 9.5 cup container that I put my yogurt in. And this was from a gallon of milk. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of dump that in as best as I can without making a mess. So you can see here the consistency is almost like cream cheese. That's how much, how thick it is. So I'm obviously gonna add some of this back in to make it more creamy and a little less thick. So basically you just kind of pour in as much as you think you want. Go ahead and get a whisk and stir it up really well. Add in more whey as you need it. And then once it gets to your desired consistency, you're good to go. And then you can just cover an airtight container, keep it in your fridge. Mine lasts for, I don't know, up to three weeks. Then when you want to make your next batch of yogurt, you just use 2 tablespoons of this to start your next batch. Or you can always use some of your way, and that can be used as your starter. Please join my 365 Days of Instant Pot Recipes Facebook group. I try to share at least one recipe every day in that group, and you can find it by clicking on my notes below. I put the link in there. Also, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Each week I try to put out a new video that gives you the confidence you need to use your Instant Pot and gives you lots and lots of good ideas, tips, tricks, recipes. So we'll see you next Tuesday, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.